badass video, and I'm not even getting real excited because it's brand new. It is brand new. Team Tech Tips brought to you by, well, Team. Team Tech Tips, the new one. It's a brand new one. And also, we have a downloadable PDF somewhere around my face, I don't know where. You could click on it, purchase it, and it's gonna get you ahead of the game. Bam, how good is this? Here we go. We're gonna start you with the Team Tech top 5 most common outboard engine failures. Top 5, you ready? In no order. I'm not gonna give this any order. I'm just gonna say top 5, got it? Powerhead overheating. Of course, overheating is a huge thing that is a maintenance problem and or a submerged issue problem. What goes wrong? Clogged water passages, failed thermostats or impeller. Boom, 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 perfect. Symptoms, engine cuts out. If you have an aged engine, that will allow you to cut down. B2, the warning. The warning horn goes off or high temp. You bringing yours in?
Yeah, I can wait.
Oh, I got 5 more things to go, so you better get your in gear. All right, so the beeping, high temperature, if you have an alarmable, it's gonna kick you down, hopefully before it gets too bad. The pro tip, I like that. Pro tip, flush the engine every, I don't know, up here I recommend doing it every like 4 or 5 times you go out, flush the engine. Of course, salt water is a whole nother deal. You be flushing all the time. All right, fuel delivery failure. This is a good deal too. Fuel delivery failure is something that happens more than people really understand. So what goes wrong? Bad fuel filter, old gas, or clogged VST and or injector problems. All of those things lead to either shitty fuel, sitting too long, not using your boat. If you go buy a boat that's been sitting for 2 years, you better expect to have fuel problems that if it wasn't treated correctly, if it wasn't put away correctly. Basically, your symptoms are starts but sputters, bogs, throttle surges. Those are all possible fuel issues. What to do here? Change the VST fuel separator, start there. Pull apart and clean the VST and or replace. Drain bad gas or use transparent, use cleaner, essentially. Drain the bad gas. Replace and clean injectors if necessary. So you have opportunities to send your injectors out, or maybe you know somebody that just would clean your injectors and refilter them. That's probably a big deal. We just did one that sat for 2 years. I just did the injectors on it, and it runs now. Took it out before, it ran on 2, now it runs on 4. So those are all the things that you can do. Also, inspect your fuel lines that are leading from your tank to your engine. Make sure you inspect those, because any of that old gray line that we started way back when, 200 videos ago, and talked about that, and then magically Mercury took credit for their bad line. So we did that. Electrical gremlins. This is a good one. Electrical gremlins. What goes wrong? Failing ignition coil, blown fuse, corrosion, ground wires, all of that plus more. Spark plug wires, Deutsch connectors, inside pinning. You know, inside the Deutsch connectors, pinning falling apart, not making good connections, all of that. And they literally are gremlins. They can run you in circles for days before you find out what you're looking for. The symptoms to this are obviously crank, no start, intermittent cutouts, lots of just dropping of cylinders, possibly just boggy. That's where the boggy and the fuel and the electrical sometimes can lead you down weird decisions. How to fix it? You use a multimeter, test continuity, check grounds, check fuses, show basic voltage, and test at coil. You know, those are all things that you need numbers for. But you could start definitely with a multimeter. You need to start at the beginning of the source to the end of the source and do a step-by-step thing. Always check the engine harness plug connections before anything else. Start at the source, like I just said. So we start at the battery and we work our way through when it comes to electrical. Ship linkage or lower unit problems, very much an issue in the river. What goes wrong? Worn linkage, strip gears, water intrusion, people running bent prop shafts thinking that they're not going to have problems, harmonics, breaking gears, falling apart, ship linkage itself, stretched cables, broken throttle shift cables, all of that stuff. Symptoms: doesn't shift into gear, grinding noise, vibration, clunkety clunk, no clunk in gear, or clunking in gear, no clunk in neutral. Those are all things that you want to be worried about when it comes to that. Obviously how to fix, inspection, get it taken care of. Pull lower unit, see if there's water intrusion, check your gear oil. Obviously checking your gear oil is the first thing you do. Just crack your lower drain plug, drain the oil out. Check for metal, check for moisture, and check for odor. I mean, you can smell burned oil. It'll smell real bad. And then number 5 is sensor failures. Sensor failures can lead to so much, people. Failed oxygen sensor, failed throttle position sensor, failed map sensor, failed shift interrupts or shift switch. There's so many things that can go on. Hall effect sensors, the list can go on and on with this stuff. Symptoms, beeping, limp mode, if you have a new enough engine that'll handle that. How to fix inspector sensors, loose wiring, clean, reset, replace all the sensors, have an outboard service or a service shop, certified shop and or dealer take a look at it. That's 100%. That's what you should do on most of this stuff unless you are outboard mechanically inclined. But this little thing that Jordan's got around me here, you can click on and maybe get a little insight on what to go, what direction to go. If you can't get it finished, take it into your shop, make them look at it. Those right there are your top 5. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Power head overheating, fuel delivery failures, electrical gremlins, shift linkage or lower unit problems, and sensor failures. That leads you to not having a good boating season. That's what we got for you. Is that it, Jordan? That's what we got on this deal. You got anything else for me on this?
What would be another bonus one?
There is no more bonus ones. Are we saying just motor failures here?
Yeah.
Motor failures.
Yeah. On an outboard.
On an outboard. So you went through fuel, you got electrical, obviously power head overheating, and then obviously just blown engines. I think blown engines, and that comes, it's not always a heating issue, you know what I'm saying? Most of these DI engines don't blow from heat, they blow from, I would say, leaned out fuel injectors. But then that leads us into the original problem, which was a fuel failure. That then was not addressed, but then leads you down the road of bad power head. So oil failures are very, very rare. 4-stroke, even in 2-strokes, I never saw a ton of oil failures, like oil pumps themselves. There's a lot of people that talk about just removing oil pumps and just going about it. Most of that stuff was alarmable, you know what I mean? It alarmed if it doesn't work. So I didn't see many failures and or oil pumps that failed. I think servicing your gear case every season, water pumps up here every couple seasons, every year and a half probably, getting your oil changed regularly, maintenance, getting your fuel filters changed. The problem is, new outboards, that's expensive, you know what I'm saying? You go and put spark plugs, water pump, fuel filters, oil change, it's probably $600 by the time you're out of here, you know, on new motors, because shit, they're 8 quarts of oil, they're filter, you know, there's 2 or 3 fuel filters, fuel line inspection, you never know, you might need a bulb, and it just builds up quickly. So, but then you're good, you know, you're good for what, 2-3 years probably. On the filters, you're good for a while. The only thing you have to come back for is probably the oil. You're not going to need plugs right away, unless you do, and then you have something else going on. So, I think you know, the circle of life is always spark, fuel, and air. Those are the 3 things that make the world go round in outboards. You need fuel, you need spark, you need compression to make the world go round, make them go. So all of that is basically listed with that a little bit more. So I think the top 5 is definitely the top 5 for sure. Yeah, that's it. So if you're going to get stuff inspected, you're going to buy some stuff, make sure that A, you do get a compression test done or a leak down test or both. Make sure you get a spark test and a fuel quality test done on your stuff. Make sure you go into the shops and you request this stuff, and then of course get your gear oil drained and get the case pressurized. Make sure there's no leaks in that case. That way when they drain the gear oil, if it's brand new, well, and if Joe had it and he said he's using it for a year and it's brand new, Joe's trying to hide something. So that you can have that to your advantage. Say, why was that gear oil brand new? Well, I just had it changed. Well, why did you have it changed? Was there any metal in that? You know, then at that point, you probably just tell the shop, can you open up that case and look inside for me to make sure things are good? Yes, it's going to cost you money, but at least you don't buy something that goes down right away. So go into your shop, be polite, make sure you go in and be like, hey, I just bought this. I'd like a spark test done, a compression test done, or I'm going to buy this. I'd like a fuel quality test done, check my fuel lines, drain my gear oil, tell me what it looks like, pressurize the lower, and then let me know. And then fire it up and see how it pumps and shifts. You should get a really good bill of health just from that. There you go. Anything else, Jordan? click on this, right? We're gonna go buy this. How much is this?
Yeah. $5.
$5?
$5.
That's a good deal. Click on it and get your $5 little helper. All right, so this thing is $5. I wrote this thing. There's let's just say it's not G-rated. So it literally is something you can read and get some like shit, garbage, junk, get it out of here. It's written just how I would say it. So there's no editing. Jordan wanted to edit it. I said, no, let's just do it the way Andy would say it. So they think they got Andy in front of them. So that's how it is. It's worth $5. Trust me. It's worth $5 just for a laugh. At least you get to read it and be like, I wish all instruction manuals were like this. It's a good day to be able to read something like this. So go and pick it up. Go click on it, go get it for $5, read it up, and then comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think on it. Tell us what you have done. If you're doing this, if you have done anything, bought something, just comment, because that's what we love to hear. Get over, check out the merch. Jordan's got that somewhere around my head. Make sure you go click on that. We got some new stuff from last week. You guys are doing great on it. Go pick up the new merch. The vintage merch is up. Did you get the other one up? Do you have, everything is up?
We're still holding on to one.
Why didn't? That's my favorite one.
No, that's out.
Oh, that one is out?
Yeah.
That one's out. All right, good. All right, perfect. That one's out. All right, get over there, click on that one, get that thing going. You could label that as Andy's favorite.
Yeah.
Because that is my favorite. That one's badass. And go from there. All right, that's it. You got anything, Jordan?
Nope.
That's it. Should we leave?
Yep.
Let's get the hell out of here. As always, comment, subscribe, and click notification bell to witness the madness. And I hope all you crazy badasses are saying, speed, money, no breaks. I'm out. See you!